Hi everyone, welcome back to Computer Science 422. I can't believe I'm saying it, but we are in week 9 and this is our midterm review. Can't believe it. Uh, so let's start with a few updates for kind of course deliverables. Today is the due date for GR3. The rubric is on Piazza and I'll be around at office hours today at 3 o'clock to try to tackle any last minute questions you might have about that. Um, and feel free to throw stuff on Piazza if you have some questions going forward with that. I've also seen quite a few questions come up about project presentations. So the goal is for you to essentially take your outcomes, what you found from GR3, and present it to the class. And what we're going to do is reserve the class times for next week to do those project presentations. I'll talk about that in a second. And then I'll do a little bit of a video introduction for AS1 for the graduate students. That's about a month away or so, but I've had a few inquiries about that. So I thought I'd give you some heads up on what that might look like. So let's talk a little bit about project presentations because I think this is an important part of the process. So what we're going to do is have the Monday class day. The idea there is that this is going to be time that's dedicated to you as a group creating a video to present your early prototype. So each group needs to come together in some way, shape, or form. If one of you can't be there, a couple of you can't be there to actually record a video together, think of ways that you can contribute to the group. You might make a few slides that get put in there or some sort of thing like that. But I'd really like everyone to be an active participant in your groups. As issues or things come up, feel free to reach out for some guidance on how to handle things. Clearly, I'm really flexible this year, but I do want to make sure everybody gets a chance to be part of that presentation. So you're going to video record that, ideally as a whole group. And what I recommend is that you just do a Zoom meeting is probably the best platform here because it's a pretty simple way to be able to record those meetings. If you have another preferred tool, 100%, do what works for you. But that's the approach that I would take. And in any case, your presentation itself, you can do it in any way that you want. With Zoom, you can probably have one group member sharing their screen. And then, each of you kind of chime in where there would be like a PowerPoint presentation that you're recording. Might be the simplest way to do that. But you want to start with the background on what user goals and problems you are addressing with your UI, and then demonstrate for us a little bit of what this early prototype looked like. So everybody has some version of a digitized prototype here. It's really meant to be very low fidelity at this point. And the best approach really is to kind of just show us what the users saw and maybe walk us through a task or two that you had the users do. And then tell us what you found from your user testing. What usability issues do you think you've identified and addressed already in redesigning this? And then what are some things that maybe you still need some feedback on that just don't seem quite right and you could use some guidance. So I will, you can honestly start working on these whenever you like. I will ask you to have them completed by Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. What that does is allow me to get the kids in bed, which usually happens by about 7:30, and then I need to collect all of your presentations, throw them into a slightly different format so people can start doing some comments on those things. And the way you're going to turn those in is to post these to YouTube. Make sure that you put it as an unlisted video, and then email me a link to the YouTube video. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we'll do with those next. Okay, so no more than 4 minutes. Please, please, please don't do that because we're going to ask people to watch 5 different group presentations. So every second that you go over is going to be a little bit not cool. So do practice a little bit before you actually make these presentations. But the goal is that you're going to be able to use the normal class time to be able to do much of this work together. Okay, so that's what you're going to do to create the presentation. Turn those in by 7 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday, October 27th. Okay, so once I get those, I'm going to turn this around so that Wednesday morning, the videos will be available for you then to do some reviews of. So on Wednesday, you're going to be viewing group presentations, and I'm going to ask every individual in the class, so there's 100 of you, every individual is going to need to review 5 different groups. And what I will do is make sort of 4 sets of 5 groups, and each of you will get one group of 5 projects to review. And I'm going to send you some links. We're going to use a program called Comment Bubble to be able to do our feedback. So I will send you links to the Comment Bubble video hosting space. And the idea is that with the Comment Bubble, you'll be able to actually make inline tags of where your feedback is right on the presentation. So as they're demonstrating something from a group project, you can just start typing in your comment. It actually automatically will pause the video for you at that point. You can write in that comment, and when you hit enter, it'll post the comment with your name, and it will, like I said, kind of keep it right in the timeline of the video itself. So you're going to need to do 2 comments on every group video that you watch. And you also do need to set up, it's a really simple sign up for Comment Bubble. They're just in their beta testing right now, so they're actually a pretty simple process to get in. But I do need you to sign up, and I do need you to use your actual name so that I can map that back to the class. The nice thing with Comment Bubble is you can export all these comments in an Excel file, which is going to make it manageable for me and the TAs to check on who's actually doing the comments. So do sign in, make sure that you're using your name so we can tell who it is. Okay, so we'll send out the links for 5 videos for you, and then you're going to give 2 comments per video that you watch on that prototype, and you're specifically going to comment on what usability features are done well, what issues you think need to be addressed, particularly if it's something the group told you that they were looking for feedback on. This is a space for you to really kind of help them out there. And again, you need to type in comments. There's a tag feature on there, which you are welcome to use. But those won't count for your 2 comments. You need to have like a unique written comment 2 times for each video. So when those actually come out on Wednesday morning, you can see up here I have a little bit of a comment on that. The comment bubbles are pretty simple to use, but I'll run a quick little tutorial on how they go. I'll send that out Wednesday morning so that you'll have that right in time to be able to start doing your commenting. So you will get access to the videos Wednesday morning by 9 a.m. And then I want you to have those due Thursday evening, the 30th. I think this is actually the 30th. Yeah, I mixed up that day. So it should actually be Thursday the 30th. By the end of the day, I want you to have those comments in. And then also keep in mind, PS2 is right on top of you. PS2, I think, is due the next day on Friday. So you'll really want to kind of get ahead of these as quickly as you can. Hopefully it'll only take about a half hour or so to do these comments. 5 videos, 4 minutes each. And if you add in a couple minutes for each of the comments you make, should be pretty manageable. And it's really, really helpful feedback on both ends. You get to see a lot of what other groups are doing, start thinking about usability, learnability, efficiency, safety in terms of somebody else's projects. And a lot of times that helps you reflect on your own work as well. Okay. So that's how we're going to handle these project presentations. And we're going to use this system a few times throughout the rest of the semester, because after midterm, we have a few more areas of new content that I'm going to introduce. But for the most part, we're very much focusing on your group projects here. So getting these bits of feedback and some interactions with each other is really going to be helpful at this point. Okay, so that's what I have for project presentations and a little bit of an intro. In the next video, I'm going to do some review questions for you to follow along, and I will see you over there. Thanks for being here.